This is Andy Parole for Boxing Social in association with Betfred. I'm joined by manager Sam Jones. Sam, how you doing?
Why are you smiling like that for? I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm good. I'm just a happy person, Sam. I'm just a happy person.
Good way to be.
Exactly.
Good way to be.
Now, you've kind of drew a short straw here as Guido's out in Vegas. You're here?
I actually chose. I wanted to be here. Like Guido's still progressing in his career, so he'll fight. I forget the opponent's name that he's fighting, but he's progressing in his career. So Cody's in a real fight here, so it's important. I don't miss the fight.
Now we'll start off with Cody then. Cody versus Zach Chelli. Just talking about how easy or difficult a fight that was to make because Zach's kind of shown his ambitions and Cody obviously is a very difficult opponent for him, so I couldn't have imagined it was an easy fight to make.
It wasn't an easy fight to make. We wanted the fight at super middleweight, but Zach said no, we're not fighting him at super middleweight, so we're fighting him at light heavyweight, so that's what we're doing.
Let's talk about the fight itself and how do you see it playing out?
Listen, Zach's a good fighter. He's a big strong lad. He's gonna come to bring it, but we think Cody's another level to him, and Cody's gonna have to prove it on Saturday.
What are your plans with Cody's progression? How do you see him kind of going on as the year goes on and obviously next year?
Beat Zach Chelli, then the British title, but one fight at a time. He's got a very hard opponent on Saturday.
And just touch on the rest of his card, Sonny Edwards versus Guarneros. Do you know anything about Guarneros? Nobody knows him.
I did a little research on Guarneros the other day. Like, it looks like he comes forward and has a go, but I think Sonny's like his confidence is sky high at the minute. I think Sonny will outbox him and probably a points decision.
Now, Brad Foster also defends his British and Commonwealth titles against Lucian Reid.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to that fight. So I think Brad's a big, strong puncher, but Lucian's got the GB pedigree. So I can't really predict that fight right now, but I think you're in for a good fight.
Brad Foster obviously having a large and kickboxing background.
He beat Ash Lane very well in his last fight, and he looked very, very good. But as I say, Lucian's got that It's time for Lucian to step up and show what he's made of now. So 50-50 fight.
And Shaq Pitters versus Dex Spellman.
Yeah, another very good fight. I think Shaq Pitters beat him in the Ultimate Boxer, but this is a different fight now. I think it's 10 rounds, it's 10 or 12 fights. So again, another very, very exciting fight. It's a great card, cracking card.
That Ultimate Boxer tournament, it can do wonders for someone's profile. But how much of a difference do you think the extra rounds will make for Dex Spellman this time?
Well, 3, 4. How many rounds? Three rounds. It's an amateur bout, isn't it? It's just with smaller gloves on. This is professional boxing, so this is the championship rounds. Can he go late? Can he pace himself? Can he pace himself to go that? You don't know. So I guess we're going to find out on Saturday.
Now, Guido Vianello, we touched on him out in Vegas on that Tyson Fury undercard. How's he been looking?
Absolutely tremendous. Like, he's just moved to Kevin Barry. He's been there for a good few months now, settled in really well, training alongside Joseph Parker, and we expect massive things from Guido.
Now, you said you don't remember his opponent's name, but what do you know about him? What can you tell us about his opponent?
He's only lost twice. So he's got a winning record, so he'll come to have a go.
Now, fighting on that Fury-Wallin undercard as well, what are your thoughts on that bout?
Tyson Fury, Look, Tyson's getting paid a lot of money for these fights, so good on him. Fair play to him. A good friend of mine, Tyson. Wish him all the best. But it's not the fight our fans are going to get excited over because Wallin's, from what I know about him, is a tough man. He'll give it his best, but ultimately Tyson's the best heavyweight in the world. So.
Do you understand the fans' frustrations? Obviously, because we know how good Tyson is, but want to see him in with those high-tier heavyweights.
100%. If I'm a fan, I'm disappointed with all the heavyweight fights that are, apart from these heavyweight fights. We want to see Wilder against Joshua against Wilder. Obviously, Joshua's got a huge fight against Andy Ruiz. I don't want to disrespect him, but if he gets through that, they want to see like a round robin. They want to see Joe Joyce against Jarrell Miller, which I know you're going to touch on in a minute. But we want to see these big fights happen.
Joe Joyce, Jarrell Miller, Sam.
Yeah.
Talk to you about this entire situation, because I saw the tweets going out that he's asked for a warm-up bout before considering it.
He's asked for a warm-up bout. He's all smoke and he's all hot air, Jarrell Miller. I like it. What's funny about him? Anyone that if you ever met him, he's a nice guy. He's funny, very funny guy. I still speak to him. But look, it's the fight Joe wants. It's the fight that Frank wants to make. There's no reason why it can't happen. And everyone's touching on, how can you fight a drug cheat? Look how many people have failed a drug test. Povetkin's another fight we'll take. He's a drug cheat. Luis Ortiz, he's a drug cheat. Do you understand what I mean? Manuel Charr, he holds the WBA regular belt. What are we meant to do? Not fight him because he's failed a drug test? Do I think that there should be harder drug bans? Yes, 100 million %. But we're going to fight him. We want to fight Jarrell Miller.
If the plans were to go to plan, when can you see a bout with Jarrell taking place?
We want it in November. We want it in November. If not November, we want it early part of next year.
Provided Joe would say first fight, Joe's come through successfully, where exactly do you think that leaves him in amongst the world's fighters?
Any man in the world. He can call out any man in the world. Tyson Fury, Joshua, Ruiz, Wilder.
I also just wanted to get your thoughts on, obviously Tyson fighting this weekend, but ultimately it leads towards that Wilder rematch.
On the February the 22nd. So look, let's just hope that fight. Apparently it's signed, so let's hope the fight gets done for the fans.
But in your opinion, which fight do you think's bigger, Wilder Fury 2 or Joshua-Ruiz 2?
Wilder Fury 2. On the Joshua scale, there's more because of what it means for Joshua. I think, where does he go if he loses? Can he right the wrong and beat Ruiz? It could be Hassan Ratman, Lennox Lewis situation all over again. Look, it's a big fight, big fight.
Do you think AJ would retire if he wasn't successful?
He's got enough money to retire, but it depends what he's got left, like desire-wise. And it looks, from how I've been looking at Anthony Joshua recently, he looks like he's quite angry about because we know how fickle the boxing world is. You're winning, you lose, you all of a sudden you're shit, you're no good. I think he looks kind of a bit deflated, in my personal opinion. I could be completely wrong. I hope he wins personally as a Brit. I hope he beats Andy Ruiz. But my mind changes every day.
Now finally, the last time I spoke to you was in Stevenage, and you mentioned to me then that you was working on something big. That something big was you linked up with MTK.
Yeah.
Just talk to me about that link up and how exactly the two sides decided to come together and work together.
We're working on a few projects which you're going to hear about soon. We manage George Fox and they help us with him, so we're going to look into progress. We hopefully have some big news. He's fighting on the golden contract card, and then hopefully we're going to have some big news regarding his career going forward. Lisa Whiteside, and hopefully some more fighters in the future we're going to be working with them.
Well, Sam Jones, I appreciate your time as always. Thanks for meeting myself and Boxing Social.
No worries, mate. Thank you very much.